We're live from the Teranure Car Show. Welcome along to the Sunday service, which has gone very, 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 very global. We've even got little cars, little buggy car things driving by me as well. I know it's a bit crooked at the moment, but it'll be okay because we're going to be moving very soon. I'm going to take a little clamp and start moving along. Let me know if you get any wind noise or anything on the mic, because it's very hard to gauge what's going on, because I can't hear the Sunday service because I am the Sunday service. So the boys are filtering in. Welcome along. This is the Teranure Car Show, or the Irish Jaguar and Daimler Club car show that happens every single year, and it's the biggest by far car show in Ireland. About 1,500 cars come, and approximately 15,000 people are due to be here today. So it's probably going to be a very busy day. The Sunday service has gone global for anyone who knows how these things work. Really has gone global. We've been asked to come along to a car show. So as you can see behind me here, there's an absolute stack of cars. We have a Jaguar E-Type, one of my all-time favourite cars. The first car that was designed by aerodynamics properly, which is probably what's made it classic as it is. We have a good few other little Jaguars hanging around here as well. There's another E-Type here. There's a solid rooftop. This is an SS 100, which we're going back in time now quite a bit, but we'll have a closer look at that one, I think. Let's come around here. There we go, look at that. Here's the interior. See, the Sunday service gets closer than anything else. Now, most of the guys who will be watching the Sunday service are here at the show. So we're going to shift along, see what else we can find. I have a camera dude with me today, Dave O'Byrne. He's in the back there, in the back of the little tent. I was driving around the golf carts earlier on as well, which is kind of funny. Now, here's another SS, and that is in showroom condition. God, that is pretty, I have to say. Such pretty cars here today. If you're looking for something modern though, they are actually here as well today. There's a Jaguar F-Type. Very nice, loud exhaust. Or ones in various states of repair. Around this direction. See, that one's still been put together. We'll go back now and collect Dave and start wandering around the whole show, right?
Now the original, this chassis is timber.
So come around, Dave. Dave brought a special thing to be able to see his screen. Look. Wild. Right. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon as well, by the way. We're going to go around this direction here, so we come around the back. Jaguar E-Types, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there 6 of them here? Not as rare as I thought they were. I thought they were really rare these days. There's an XJS convertible. Not a great yacht to drive, in fairness to it. They're nice cars though. There's Inspector Morris's car. That's what made that one a classic. There's another David. Good morning, Martin. How are you?
Good morning.
There's a fan of the next gear. Martin's dropped by as well. I'm going to go over this direction here, because over this way is the Subaru Club Owners of Ireland. Now, Subaru get a bad name. They get a bad rep for being boy racers, you know. But the majority of the owners over here are my age, so I don't really see that anymore. But let's see what's happening here at the Subaru Drivers Club. Swing in. Look. Look at that. Classic STIs here. All the models here are STI models, really, generally speaking. Beautiful cars. Now, I'm not a big Jap car fan, but they're beautiful cars all the same. Come around this way, because there's one I want to show you, which is Subaru Forester STI. Really rare. Isn't that pretty? I like that. Practical and fast, which is exactly what you're looking for. Swing by over here. It's the Subaru Drivers Club. Sunday service is live. Hi guys.
How we doing?
Here's the Sunday service. Let's just walk in here in the middle of the Sunday service.
How you doing, Irish Subaru Drivers Club? Great to be on the Sunday service with Bob.
You see?
Please subscribe and like to Bob's channel.
What he said
Very
is
true.
always a good thing to do. Subscribe and like. I'll swing back later on. Still flying along here. The Subaru Club of Ireland. I think it's Column. Met so many really cool people here today, great fans, flying around. It's lovely when everyone's looking at me now wanting to get on the Sunday service. I have to keep moving so fast because nobody's allowed on. Don't forget, if you've got questions, I probably can't read them because I only vaguely see the screen at the moment. So there's a fella selling bathrooms. Look. Who knew? There's bouncy castles. You gotta come down. It's the Teranure show. If you put in your sat nav, Teranure College, you'll be heading for here. Now, like I say, most of the guys who'll be watching this on the service either sun themselves in the back of yard or are here, because I've met loads of them on the way down. There's Terra Clean. I've seen these guys before. They're at something else. We're coming around to the Ford Owners Club now. This is really worth a view. Definitely worth a view. Some beautiful, cracking machines here. I'll just turn the camera and then you can see for yourself. Beautiful Escort XR3i sitting over there. Ford Focus ST. There's a couple of RSs here as well. Ford Sierra Cosworth is sitting over there. I saw a Cortina Mexico earlier on. There's an ordinary Cortina here, Mark II. There's a twin cam MG. This one is a twin cam, but not as you know it, Captain. Focus RS, Focus ST 2008 one, which is probably the best looking one there was. Focus RS is there. And we have more standard things like Fiestas. I'm trying to keep my eyes. There's so much metal here, it's hard to see it all in one shot. We're not going to get the chance to show you everything, but you should definitely come down and have a look at this stuff. This is all in aid of what's called Help Emma Beat It. Emma is the daughter of a fella I work for, actually, for Irish Vintage Scene, and she needs life-saving operations. And so a huge amount of money that comes in here today is going to be donated to that directly out. And so it's worth coming down even just to support that part. Nice Mercedes there. Oh wait, no, I gotta show you this one. Oh, we gotta go over here. One I want to show you. An Audi 80. Or is that an Audi 100? An Audi 100 or Audi 180? I'm sorry if I can't see your questions because I can't really see the screen. Look at this. Slammed. Like flat as a pancake on the ground. It's kind of funny. You can buy, there's more than just cars here. Actually, we go over and annoy the lads from Tesla who were annoying everybody around by parking in stupid places. You flick over here, the Model X and Model S is here, attracting a lot of attention with the Falcon Wing doors. We've driven this. If you're a long-term subscriber to the channel, you'd have seen this already. There's a 90D. See the sales pattern happening around the edge. There's the trunk. What do you call it? It's trunk in front. And there's the Model S. That's 2015 model, not the new model. You put cameras in the windows as well. The Garda here, look what I got. I was testing, if anyone's watching my Instagram, if you're on my Instagram account, you'll see me driving one of the little golf buggies there on. So, it's terrible, isn't it? Into the Opel area now, and beside me here is a 2-litre Opel Record. And there's many other Opels here along with them. This is a huge opportunity for the classic car clubs to get together and actually see your. That's hideous. Why would you do that to a car? It's a diesel Opel Record from 1984. I'm not too sure why you do that. It looks horrible. What else we got? There's Dave's here. There's Dave giving me the thumbs up. We're doing well. Looking good so far. That means you can all see what's going on. Someone's starting an engine over there here, way in the distance. There's some more Opel bits and pieces. Opel are all over the world, and some of these cars, the older ones, we recognise them as Holdens or even as American versions of the cars as well. A lot of stuff isn't for sale anymore. Some of it is. There's an old Beetle. Moving into the Volkswagen section. Volkswagen is quite nice actually. So good cars here, and you'll notice a big Porsche standing right in the middle of the Volkswagen stand. It's because it's basically a Beetle as well. But here's Mark 1 GTI Golf. 2 of them here beside each other. There's a third one over there. I noticed the green one, the Volkswagen own themselves, isn't here, which is kind of weird. Mazda MX-5, which is nothing at all to do with this, but I'll show you this in the bubble car. These, what happens is, a lot of these guys set up a stand trying to sell you something, then they find some sort of a bubble car to put beside it or something weird. So here, look, here's a Henkel. And in case you're wondering, Henkel used to make airplanes in the Second World War. That's why they went out of business at the end of the Second World War. Henkel. Nice car though.
Oh, look how straight.
Cool car. And here's a restoration car. I don't know, I can't identify what it is. Looks like a Fortune with the tractor drive with the wooden wheels on. Looks like a Fortune type car. For those of you who like that sort of thing, here's a Starsky and Hutch car. It's a Gran Torino, Ford Gran Torino, right here. It's got the stripe and it's got the light on the roof as well. That's actually quite cool. It's in really good condition. Oh, it's an automatic. Oh, it's got all the CB walkie-talkie things inside it as well. It's really cool actually. Fairness to it. That's in very good condition. I'm sorry if you're asking questions. I really can't see a lot of the text on the screen is quite small, and I know there's questions coming in, but I can't read them all. So I'll endeavour to keep you entertained for as long as I possibly can. If I get to see a question, what's the crack horse? Says Darren. Come on, Darren. I read that one. Darren, how come you're not here? You should be down here looking at this stuff, man. That shouldn't be here. It's a Renault Sport Cup RS. I like them because it's not classic. Here's a beautiful car. An 86 Mercedes. See these Mercedes? They're absolutely, look at the length of that bunch. Look at that. Talk about pedestrian safety. That's a Datsun Sunny, is it? A saloon Datsun Sunny, if I look at that one. Plastic on the back seat. Oh, it's a Datsun Laurel. Datsun Nissan Sunny. See Nissan written here? Datsun written there. That's when one was buying out the other. I used to have a car called a Datsun Nissan Cherry. And here's a VW camper van. In use, by the way, as well. That's very pretty, isn't it?
Sirocco, probably.
Hello. Everyone's talking to me. There's a guy taking a picture of me. You should come over and take it. Come over if you're watching us. Come over here and have a selfie with me. There's the Volkswagen. Look at that. That gorgeous Carmen Ghia. Beautiful, beautiful Carmen Ghia. Oh, Volkswagen. Should bring that sort of thing back. Trying to read your questions now. Hold on. Can't read that one. I'm sorry. I am at the Teranure show. It's a car show in Ireland at Teranure College. It's actually called a Jaguar Daimler Club of Ireland show. It's a really big, really massive show. 1,500 odd cars in various states of bonnets up and looking at engines and things. Huge amount of people here. We're talking about 15,000 people for the whole day. It's the biggest car show in Ireland and it's the best chance of seeing some of the best metal you can possibly get in the country. Everybody who's anybody and any decent car turns up today in anything even looks remote to these. But this is a judgy thing. I'm sorry, I know that music is on the background, which is like Dennis Roussos or something. There is actually judging on today. This can get pretty serious as well. That's nice. Look at that Chevy van. That's probably a 6-litre V8. Then we have TVRs. A nice brace of TVR with a couple of Lotus behind that one as well. Oh, James Bond's car is back there. It's so big. There's so much metal. So much metal in this bed. Hold on, we went over the tripwire of a dog there.
Everyone had a bit of it.
Ford Transit. That's a flatbed version of it. Probably Mark 1, I think it is. That's a Suzuki, is it? Yeah, the Cappuccino. There's the Cappuccino. Forerunner to everything fast. There's a Jensen Interceptor. I wonder how many engines it's had. These all blow up, but they're beautiful. Look at that thing. Isn't it gorgeous? But this had a curve. I'll show you the back window because this had a curved back window, which a lot of you probably won't realise is a very difficult thing to do. Look at that. That's an actual curve in a glass. Always be respectful of other people's cars. This is not a public event. These are all privately owned cars, so these aren't for playing with. There's a Renault. Is that an 18? A Renault 18? Hold on, I'm going to zoom around the back of this. Have to have a look at this one. Yeah, they stick up top. It is. Oh, Renault 6. Sorry, Renault 6, not an 18. Forerunner to G18, I think. Renault Speed. .co.uk. Renault spelled it wrong. What else we got up here? Ford Escorts, Mercedes E-Class, Mitsubishi Eclipse up there, I think. Rolls Royces. These are pretty. These are good, Nick. For Rolls Royce, these all rot, every one of them, if you're going to buy one, by the way. Particularly under the sills and along the bottom of the door, every one of them get rust and rot. So, original purchase price is gas £15,000. And the average industrial wage back then was £2,300. What is it, Dave?
Rebuild, I think.
Oh, full rebuild. Oh, yeah. This one has. You get a lot of these as well, where they have the photographs, hopefully, of the restoration, which is an amazing thing to see. You see the whole car beginning its restoration. It's not quite there yet. Here's a Triumph Spitfire 1500. That's going to turn out to be gorgeous. But you see what happens? Red paint. So you see most of that's scuffed off. All the gloss is gone. It's all kind of scuffed off as it is. What is that meant to be? I have a funny feeling that Henry Ford didn't sign off on this one. Look at it. Look at the back of it. Oh man, that's a tale of two halves anyway. Amazing looking. It turned into a ute at some point, which is kind of cool. So in case it's your first time here, click the like button. Give everybody a bit of a notification. It's always good. Make sure you click that like button. If you can, click the subscribe button as well, would you? Just click the big red button on there. Subscribe, particularly if it's your first time here. If it's not your first time here, make sure you tell all your friends about it, because you know this is a hard thing to do. Here's a cool one to look at. NSU. Do you hear of NSU? Well, now you have. Look at that thing. NSU. I haven't seen one of these in ages. There's a few of them left. Engines all blew up. Looks like a little boat. They all do. They look like little ships in the water. Land Rovers. Let me know in the comments there. You know, make sure you leave a comment if there's anything going on. Just need to know. There's a very modern day Mini GP. Hey Bob, looks like a great day. It is. It's a lovely day. If the sun had come back out, it'd be even better. Right now it's very dull looking, but it's actually got lots of blue sky around me, as you can see behind me here. Never did a live stream at a show before. It's funny when you talk to a camera, everybody appears at the far side of the camera and just stop walking. Everybody. You can see behind me, I come to the bottom half of the run here, and if I turn around, you'll see right to the top, all the way back up this direction. We're going to talk to someone here. Who are we going to talk to, Dave?
Connor.
Hi, Connor. How are you?
Copley. How you doing?
How are you? Bob Flavin.
Bob, nice
Welcome
to meet
to
you.
the Sunday service. What are we looking at here, Con?
You're looking at a military 110, a Land Rover 110.
And have you rebuilt this from scratch?
No, I haven't. I bought it from the army, and I've done a lot of aesthetic work to it since. All the mechanical work was done.
Did you buy it off the Irish Army? Or
No, it's British Army.
British Army stuff.
So it's an ex-military vehicle. It's got 20,000 kilometres on it, and it has all new parts, all new engineering was done before it was decommissioned.
Really?
And I bought it and just did some of the light stuff out.
And is this what you drive every day?
No, you don't drive this for more than an hour if you want to hear yourself. Steel floor, no power steering, no radio.
How many gears is it? 4 or 5?
No, it's a new 5-speed.
New 5-speed.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't
disc
it?
brake conversion.
This is all brand new here as well. Did you get
That's
this
brand
done?
new, yeah.
Did you do this yourself, or did you get someone to make it?
No. That's from Exmoor, who are the people who make it for the army.
Yeah.
And I had it shipped over. And everything else is either replaced or upgraded. Tried to keep it as original as possible.
Did you spray it yourself as well, no?
No, a lot of the paint was done. The paint is a bit patchy in places, but I think that's typical of an army vehicle.
Yeah,
where
of course it is.
you have different people do it at different times. It's pretty okay, but probably in the future it would benefit from a new. Some of the paint is the original, some of it you can see has been touched. But it's pretty typical. It's flat, native green.
Brilliant. You're very good. Thank you very much.
All right.
See you later on. There you go. First inside stuff. We got to talk to some of the fans of the next gear and doing bits and pieces on the Sunday service. Always good to have you here. Make sure you click the like button there, folks. Click the share button if you want to share it out with other people on social media if you like. But definitely click the subscribe button wherever possible. Look at Metro. How is that? This is for sale. We've got to look at this. We've got to look at that. Look at the Metro for sale. Would you buy this car? Okay. Some people run away when it's time. Questions. Hi, Bob. Any early Toyota Celica's great car in the day. Celica's a great car. Very few of them left though. A lot of them rotted. They weren't in great condition, so they didn't last very long. There's a Ford Escort Mexico. Didn't last very long, and that was a problem with the originals as a species. And the older ones got some problems as well. But the first generation all ended up as drift cars and rally cars. And they just got hammered, and that was kind of the end of them. Still walking through cars. I just blunder into the middle of things. This is what I do. If you're on my Instagram, you will have seen me drive a little golf buggy earlier on, which is something else I just took. So you got this side here. Get away from that speaker, which is driving me nuts. Here's the more familiar NSU 1000 you will have seen before at some point or other. This kind of one's around a very long time. These are more obvious. There's some NSU motorbikes. Oh man, look at this. Look at that. That's unusual. NSU looks like quickly. Looks like a bicycle with a motorbike engine attached to it. Such a pretty thing, doesn't it? What's our thoughts on that now? Yes, I know nothing about these motorbikes. Hi lads.
What is he doing? He's doing live stream.
We're on camera.
We're on camera. Well, we're members of the Irish Veteran Vintage Motorcycle Club.
Right.
Okay, but these bikes
When you
are
say
not
live
part
stream,
of that
that's
club.
going out on what? YouTube?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, look, these bikes will be members of our club, but our club will be typical. This type of bike is typical for our club.
Right.
All the bikes have to be over 20 years old. So
Are you going to get a big
But
date or something?
that was an NSU, and that's an NSU as well.
And
That's
was this-
quickly.
Oh, no,
That would be
this is-
very much. That's a restored bike. It's in excellent condition.
But this was built as a motorbike or
It's a
started
motorbike,
out
yeah.
as a bicycle.
Well, a lot of going back down the years, many years ago, a lot of it's come actually come around full circle now. Bicycles.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to
Exactly, they put engines
the
into them.
Irish
The irony of it is now you see
Show for
driving around the road,
2017.
these mad fellas on bicycles that have
And
two-stroke
we hope
engines
you
in
have
them.
a wonderful
seen those
enjoyable
things
time
around
this
the place?
afternoon.
Yeah.
There's a
Just
crowd
like
of
to
Teranure,
let you know
not too far from here, who actually put
that
engines
all
in
the
your frame
cars
of your
that
bike.
are on exhibit
And they shoot
here
around the
today
place.
are
No
private
laws,
cars,
insurance,
and
nothing.
we'd ask
Yeah.
you to
You know,
respect
but
that. Thank you
these
very
are
much
all restored. The
and
detail
enjoy your
goes
day.
into this. Engines get stripped down, the paintwork, the saddle, every detail of
And
that.
coming up shortly,
Now, I'm sure the
on
owner is inside
the
there.
main stage this
It's okay,
afternoon,
they
we've
look
got live
fantastic. I've
music
just
kicking
never
off
seen
with,
one of these ones
Richard
before.
Cavanagh,
That's
who's
an issue
starting
quickly. That would be
in around
fairly
about
common
10
in
minutes
today.
time. So you
Quickly,
can
would be fairly common.
sit
Yeah.
back, relax, or even get up and have a dance.
You know,
What's the matter?
That's starting in about 10 minutes time. Thank
and
you.
that's getting back almost to sort of where it started. Yeah.
54, yeah. Where it would have started out, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They would be
looking
very
machine.
common on the roads around Dublin.
Oh, they would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
They made cars as well. And when you say you're putting that out live on YouTube now, what is it for? Just for the show?
It's for my
here?
own channel. It's for the show here as well, though. Yeah, it's
Your
my
own
own.
channel.
And what
YouTube
channel would you find it under?
Mine is Bob Flavin. If you look at
Bob
Bob Flavin on
Flavin.
YouTube.
Okay.
And all the viewers are on now listening to you. chatting
Okay.
about this. It's
Yeah, no,
live.
That's
so it's
great.
amazing,
Live.
isn't it?
Excellent. Have any
I know,
questions?
yeah. It's like, well, you'd be surprised. There could be a lot of questions.
Yeah.
That's the future of television.
Yeah. Well, all of us have
It is
lots
TV,
of
well, we're
bikes.
just about
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Fred has some superb bikes there, Sunbeams and so on. And
Yeah.
Dennis and yeah. So we all have bikes.
I love this. It's just
Yeah,
very unusual looking thing. It just looks like,
bike I put my leg on.
hopefully it won't be the last.
Well, I hope not.
Thanks very much, lads. They were great guys. Really good NSU bikes. NSU Quickly. That's just an amazing looking thing. Never seen one of them before. Even though they say they're very common. I've never seen one. Then I'm not a motorbike head, so I suppose that'd be something to do with it as well. A lot of rovers here. Here's Kiss. For anyone who's into the Knight Rider era, my age. Here he is there. A very, well, let's just say rough imitation of Kiss. It needs a little bit of work, that one. Coming into the American cars, the Americana. If anyone's into this kind of stuff, this is my kind of gear now. I do like this. I'm not. Don't make any mistake to think that I'm a sort of a collector to do with this, but this is my kind of speed. I love a big old V8. It doesn't have to be fast, just has to be really, really noisy. That's really all that matters. I think this one here is, yeah, it is a Rambler. This is a beautiful thing. Of course, the Americana, you kind of buy into the whole thing, which is why there's a giant American flag above my head. Generally speaking, most people who start off doing American big cars like this end up part of the American Car Show stuff. There is a Corvette Stingray here beside me. Oh, come on. We're live now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, right this very minute. Here's some fans for Sunday Stars. What's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Hey, well, you like the Americana stuff?
Yeah, I do.
What's your favourite? Any favourites?
The Mustangs.
Mustangs?
Yeah.
Modern or old? Do you like the old ones?
Old.
It's always the old ones. What have we got?
Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Hey, how's it
I'm
going?
Bob. Robert,
Nice
if
to
you
meet
like. El Camino, is this yours?
Yes, this is mine.
Ah, look. It's got flames on the front. Come on here to the front. Oh, look. An El Camino with proper flames. So tell me, how'd you come across this?
Well, I bought it off a fella in Mayo. It's been in Ireland for about 10 years or more.
Has it?
Came in originally from a fella in Cork.
Yeah.
And that guy did the paint work on it and most of the work on it, to be honest.
Where was it originally bought, though?
From the UK.
Right.
So
And
it was
got it from
owned
the US again.
by a fella that used to race grass track in the UK, and he was into the American scene and that.
Yeah.
Skid Parish was his name. Skid Parish. And then it got shipped over here. It was a tow truck at one point in its life, and has been through a number of different things. So you can see there's various holes that have been filled in where stuff was bolted on and has since been removed.
Bloody hell.
So,
And what engine's in it? 350, I see, is a Hemi.
The 73, the car itself is a 78, but the engine that's in it, as what happened with a lot of these, has been changed out for a 350 from a 73.
And that's what the Americans call things.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So 350 being 5.7 litre, so
Yeah.
350 cubic inch.
Bloody hell. Some machine. And
Bit of
it's
crack
rear wheel drive.
Yes.
With no weight over the rear wheels.
Gets a bit
Which
fun
must
in
be
the damp, all right.
I'd say in a country like this, on a roundabouts that we have, I'd say in the winter. And it's an automatic as well.
Yes.
I mean, it's even more difficult. How many speeds are in the
Not so bad.
gearbox?
It's only 3 speed.
I know, yeah.
yeah,
It's like that.
3 on 3, so to speak. So you pull down for your 3 gears, and it's very, very simple to drive. Like, just
Yeah.
push
And do you
it out.
follow the whole Americana thing? Or are you into the
Pretty
American
much
car shows?
I like cars. I like just working on cars, really. And motorbikes in particular are my preferred thing.
These are easy to work on. In fact, the American engines are really easy to work on.
Very simple, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of space underneath the bonnet, and that there's a ton of space to work on things. So if you need to get in and do something, it's straightforward.
Because it's just a big series of explosions is all the Americans worry about. Still, today, even Donald Trump does that one. A series of explosions. Absolutely gorgeous. Robert, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're very good,
Cheers.
thanks. Here we go. An El Camino. If you're ever thinking about one, that is a beautiful example of one. I've said on this side of me here now is a Ford truck. Look at the old trucks. These are just classic vintage things you find in all of the truck stuff. Every time I come along, I always think back to the American movies, the 1950s, amazing looking things. These are beautiful. This one is an incredible example. Even looking at the boot, it's like looking at the skirt. Look at that. Wooden interior, wooden exterior, wooden interior. The whole thing. And now we've Dave. Which one's Dave?
This guy.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
Bob Flavin, how are you?
Bob, how
Is this
you doing?
yours? Or is
That's
this
mine,
yours?
yeah.
This is yours.
This one, yeah.
Around the front.
Tell me about it. Where'd you get it?
It's a 1979 Camaro. I bought it in the UK about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Originally it came in from Sweden and sold to Sweden back when it was new.
Swedish, they do like their big V8s, don't they?
they do, yeah. And it was in the showroom over there for many years before it was sold to a Swedish person, who eventually sold it to the guy in the UK, and I bought it from him. There's only 97,000 kilometres on it from
Is
new.
that all?
From new. I've got 20 odd year history on it, so I've got most of its history.
Yeah.
To verify the mileage, and drives perfect. It's never been restored fully. It's
Made famous by the movies, of course.
Yeah.
We all know Camaros
Yeah.
from the movies. They're always the bad guy cars.
That's it, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
how long have you had it yourself?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
And you have to do much work to keep it going?
No, service it once a year, that's it. And
American cars are really simple, aren't they?
simple, and not much work to do. And once you look after them and keep on top of them,
Yeah.
very important.
Amazing looking car. Thank you very much. You're very good. It's a beautiful car.
Thanks a lot.
Well done. That is gorgeous. Those tyres. How much are those tyres?
They're about 150 each.
Oh, is that all? Right, I was going to say, it's very hard to get those going to the words on them, which is very nice. The Mastercraft version. Look at the engine. Look at the. You can see everything there. It's like looking up the old skirt. Hello. Those people take pictures of me. The BF Goodrich tyres on this one, which is beautiful as well. Oh man, look at the size of these cars. They're so big. Just go on for acres.
Lincoln.
Walk the length of that. It's like a football field. Goes on forever. Huge cars. An Imperial. Never seen one of those before. There's another Focus RS 2000 here on this side of us. Or sorry, Escort 2000. The first car I remember my father really owning was a Vauxhall Viva. And guess what I found? A Vauxhall Viva. All of my father's car was red. This is a pretty one. These are very, very popular in Australia, believe it or not. As Vauxhall, it's called a Holden. It was still the exact same shape though. Such a pretty car. I remember the whole family of 8 of us, 6 boys and 2 adults, being forced into the back of that to go for sun drives, which is funny. When I think of it now, 8 people in the car. More impressive WRXs. There we have a 3 Series Beamer here, not so much of a classic. Ford Capri Club is over this direction. I drove it this morning behind a whole heap of Capris. Still really, really collectible Capris in all their guises, not just one kind. You find the professionals would be something that people remember off the TV. Made this famous. Land Rover Club are here as well. Who? Capri Club, yeah, similar talk. We have Land Rover are here as well. They have some new stuff, but some generational stuff as well. Land Rovers are notoriously unreliable. The older ones, the Defenders and things, they tend to break down every 5 feet. But these Capris, these are on a different level altogether. Absolutely gorgeous. Love these things.
What's your name? Bernard Capri. This is Bernard. This is Bob Flavin.
Bernard, how are you?
How are you going?
You're with the Capri Club, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of us are here?
There's 16 of us here.
16?
Yeah.
Just 16 cars? Looks like more than
16.
16 cars.
No, yeah, we have 16. The few on the hill there, down on.
And how long is the club in existence?
It's 98. We launched it there about 4 weeks ago.
Right.
So we were in Charleville now last weekend with 17 cars.
And they're still a very collectible car, the Capri.
Oh, they're very collectible, yeah. They are, yeah. If you have
What's the outstanding?
Mark 3s. You have your Mark 1s then.
Which is that's the original, that's the chromey one over here, yeah.
And the Sebring Red, Mark 1 below,
Right.
the Dublin Red.
And these are made famous. Most people remember this. My age remember this from the Professionals off TV.
Professionals.
They had there was a Mark
right.
3.
It was it was like the 2.8.
Yeah, they changed it out for the car was the star of the show.
It was,
really, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was indeed, yeah.
It's such a
they're very sought after car.
It's because it's beautiful. I mean, the ones on the top of the hill are highly modified. There's a purple one.
It is, yeah. And we have another one done up in Rally Spec just along there at the back.
Yeah.
There. A lot of guys do. You can do a lot of things with these cars.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another guy there. He's what is it? There's a Mazda engine, I think, in it. You know.
Really?
It's really, really mad stuff.
You go crazy with them. Well, thank you very much. Good
You're
luck with the
welcome.
Capri
That's
Club.
all.
Thank you. So there's the Capri Club of Ireland. It's very strange to meet people who already know me, because normally Sunday service is just me on my own, sitting in a room talking to the screen and answering loads of questions and doing all that sort of stuff. When I come out here and actually see some of the people who watch the Sunday service are here watching the Sunday service, but they're watching it live, which is kind of funny. Well, I have to see the car ever given a grief over it. Over what? Corvette Stingray? I don't know what that means. Video. The Walton truck. The Walton truck is back over there, yeah, if anyone's just missed that. If you're only joining us. If you just joined us, which is a good few people that are just dropping in there, click that like button. Click the subscribe button, which is also quite useful as well, if you wouldn't mind. Subscribe to us. Here's a Triumph. The smell. I can't explain the smell of a Triumph. It's beautiful. There's always a smell of wooden car. A Triumph 2000, that's a Mark II. Mark 1 is nicer. Over here is, of course, surrounded by people, which you'd expect it to be. In the middle of all of that, you see those little doors sitting up there? That's a DeLorean sitting in the middle of it. This one is not modified. This is the Teranure Show. You're not going to bring along the Back to the Future car to this. You're going to bring along an original. And this is the original. It's a 1981 DeLorean. Definitely worth it. If you ever get a chance to drive one, drive it. But it's a dire car to drive. It's a terrible look. Terrible plastic inside. Let's see if I can get a look inside of it. Hold on. Put you in the driver's seat. That's what it looks like inside. 100 miles per hour. Owned by GMC. It is such. It's got the original sticker on it though. Look, DeLorean Motor Centre. West Grove Street, Garden Grove, California. So it's no longer made by Belfast. Northern Ireland were made. Crap car. It's elevated to such a level now that you can't go wrong. But have you? Where is it?
Bob Flavin.
Ian, how are you?
Yeah, well,
Bob Flavin
how are you?
from the Sunday Service.
How are you?
We're here looking at everybody's car.
Right,
and
very
you have
good.
a DeLorean.
Yes.
What possessed you to buy a DeLorean?
I suppose it all started with the movie Back to the Future. So
Of course. I noticed you haven't done any Back to the Future stuff to it, though.
No, because
Yes, I would. If I was to do that, I would do.
You wouldn't be allowed in here for that.
Well, that's true. There is. I would get another one and do it. So what happened was the movie introduced me to the car. No problem.
Thank you.
The movie introduced me to the car, but then I got involved in the actual car's history and that, and I became more of the Ford DeLorean car itself than what it was. So I mean, I wouldn't have one without the other.
This is an American one, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they all went to America.
Yeah.
None of them were. They were made in Belfast, and it was 8,500 roughly made, and then they made it. There was about 6,000 still in existence.
Really? So that many still?
Oh yeah. So it's usually the bodies won't rust. So
No, not yet.
You're going good that way, but
Everything else falls apart.
well, not quite, but the Lucas wiring system is probably the biggest problem.
It's in good shape in fairness. Normally them screw heads and stuff you can see in the front, and normally it looks
we've put a lot of work and effort into it now. There's still a few things that need to be done. Things like need to be readjusted, like just we need to probably retouch up the paint and wipers. But that's just but it's running. We drive a lot, so
at least you don't have to respray it.
No, exactly. You don't have to respray it at all. So it's a lovely car to drive now.
It shows how iconic it actually is. Just looking up and down the whole length of this, and everybody stops at this point. Everybody stops.
As soon as the doors are open, that's it. Yeah, it is.
It's like the Tesla. There's a couple of Teslas.
Is there a couple of Teslas?
And the Falcon wing doors are on that one as well.
Yeah.
That's not Falcon. Amazing looking car. It still looks amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like it came from the future. That's not a play on Back to the Future.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
It just looks like it just landed here.
I have to say, there is nothing like it on the road.
No, there still isn't.
Nothing like it. I love driving it, and there is problems as regards every classic car, but as long as you look after it,
I think you can go nowhere in it though. Parking up and stopping the petrol.
It's hard, it is hard. It can be, So like we were stuck in the petrol station for 10 minutes there today, and that's what it's even more. So it's not just me.
I'm happy to see you have most of these end up being the Back to the Future car. They put in the flux capacitor.
Someone will do that. Because
I've seen I was in Cannonball a couple of years ago. There's one in that as well.
Right.
It had the whole spray system out the back, and it had all the dry.
I know who that guy was actually. He's in the club.
It's a fabulous car. He's done, but it's nice to see one that hasn't been molested like that.
Yeah, well, you see, that's it.
Usually car shows
we can define it between two. Like there's Back to the Future guys and there's DeLorean guys.
Yeah.
There's no animosity or anything like that.
No, it's just DeLorean.
It's all preference there, but
again, it's another car as a star because we were over at the Capris over there, which is the professionals off TV.
Yeah.
This one Back to the Future.
Yeah.
There's the car is the star of a lot of the stuff today that we see around.
Generally, in the Dukes of Hazzard and that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Right, we're going to move on.
No, that's
Ian,
fine.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fabulous looking car. Hope it's all appreciated now, and that's really, really good. It takes a lot of work to keep that like that because you can't just bang out a ding out of it. It's not quite that
you do that. You just don't put filler on it. That's the only thing.
That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. The filler won't
Thanks,
work.
Ian. Very good. So that's our DeLorean. They've got all kinds of Ford Anglia there as well. What have we got down the back there? There's a Chevrolet, big old Chevy. That looks like one of the cop cars on TV, the detective ones. At least the music is stopped on this end, which is quite good. Now I'm only after showing you a dingy little piece of what this show is all about. There's an amazing amount of cars here, an amazing amount of metal. You can see it over my right shoulder, over the left shoulder. You see all of the cars that are here. Oh my God, that is unusual. You don't see many of these left. I think it's signed as well. Actually, there's two of them right beside each other. So there's a few of them left. I'm trying to look out for some more unusual stuff for you to have a look at as well. But if you can, it's very important that you come down to the show. This show is an amazing show. It only happens once a year. It's only for one day. You get to see an amazing amount of metal just wandering about in the field here in Teranure College in Dublin. That is a long question. I can't really see it in the daylight. Dolomite Triumphs. Yes, I did see a couple of Dolomite Triumphs. I don't know where they are right now. I might see them as I go around, Brian. I own two of them. There's questions on the screen, Dave. I can't read them. I need my glasses. All right, I need to get out of the daylight. Oh, there's a Volvo. Oh, I see one down there. Hold on. I'm going to show you this now. This is Porsche 356, but not as you know it. Isn't that beautiful? That is such a pretty car. Again, a car is a star. To go back to the movie stuff, you may have seen this Porsche or something like it in an Eddie Murphy movie. I can't think of the name of it now. 24 hours to 48 hours. Another 48 hours, something like that. It's got 48 hours. Here's a lovely sound of another Porsche engine, flat 6, doing a bit of revving over there. Northeast Vintage Car Club has a, that's not a Model T, but it's a Ford. Look at that thing. Welcome to what cars used to be like. One thing I will bring your attention to, so the modern layout of a car, where you have a gear stick on the floor, you have a handbrake, and you have foot pedals and stuff, just doesn't happen with these old cars. God knows what these do. What those pedals may not be anything to do with what you think it is. Amazing stuff. They're so pretty, such well taken care of. And that's taken many, many hours, even down to getting things like the gas can right on the side of it. These take forever to kind of do in their metal sense. Metal wheels, pneumatic tyres, they don't blow up or anything. Oh, here's a Citroen Traction. Again, made famous by the movies for being a Second World War car, for transporting around Nazi generals. Most car companies don't want to talk about it, but it is. Citroens were quite common. They were sold to the Nazis quite regularly. Hi, gents.
Dave, Philip, and John.
Dave, Philip, John. Welcome to YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you.
How's things? What do you own?
Citroen.
This Citroen here?
Traction Avant, yeah.
Okay. How long have you had that?
About 8 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know the history of it? Do you know
I do, yeah.
Okay.
It dates from 1955. One of the previous owners was a major retailer in the UK. I bought it from a restorer in London.
Yeah.
But I've had to do quite a bit of work on it since I got it.
They do quite a bit, don't they, the Citroens?
Yeah, they were quite an innovative car when they came out. They had front-wheel drive, monocoque construction. There's no chassis on it, so just single body, and torsion bar suspension.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it had torsion bar.
So they actually broke Andre Citroen, the man who brought them to the market, because he ran out of money and time.
Not surprised.
You know, because he tried to incorporate so many innovations in it. But it was bought out by the tyre company Michelin, and it was highly successful then. They could have made it more reliable, and they made over 750,000 models of it.
Really?
And there's at least 1,000 of them still on the road now.
It's very pretty. I love the long bonnet on them.
Uh-huh.
They do the very distinctive look at the front of the car.
Yeah.
And what about yourself, sir? What car have you got?
That's my Traction Avant also.
You're in the same league, right?
Yes. The difference, that's a Paris-built car. That one was built in Slough in England.
Really?
Yes. And the difference is it has the fancy leather
Your one
upholstery.
still works.
Oh yes, it goes very well. Yes, indeed. But you see, this had to compete with Riley's and Rover and all that.
Yep.
So hence they fancied up the interior with the leather upholstery and wood dash and all that. Mechanically, they're the same. But if you're really a Citroen buff, that's a Normal and that's a Leisure. That one's a little bit wider than that one, although you wouldn't think it to look at them.
Right.
Mechanically, otherwise they're the same. But David could get around corners just a little bit faster than me because his car's that little bit
More
wider.
suspension. Love it. It's a history lesson now. What's the effect on that one? I didn't know that they made these in England as well. I'll turn around the camera and have a look at this.
Bits were all brought in from Paris, however.
So you see, this one higher has a slightly different interior to it. More of a leather feel. You smell of wood and leather out of that as well. And you, sorry, you have another one as well.
I've got a Citroen of a more modern.
All right, we'll go one over here. There's a Panhard. Back to you in a second, guys.
That's a Panhard.
Sorry, that's a Panhard. Did anyone see a Panhard?
My Citroen.
Oh my God! Look at that.
This one is the DS.
Oh, that's the one that everybody talked about. It's the
Everyone
Citroen
talks
DS.
about that. Citroen, when they were replacing the Traction Avants that you've just looked at, they moved up the bar significantly. They introduced a hydraulic suspension.
Yep. Cornering headlamps.
Fully powered steering, cornering headlamps. This one has it.
This has cornering headlamps.
Yes.
So we talk about now modern day cars, we talk about ability for headlamps to corner and turn and look where you point the steering wheel. But this car, what year is this car?
This car is 1972.
1972, as old as me, and it had cornering headlamps in it.
And they work very well.
Do they?
They do indeed.
I've never actually seen them. I know I've seen them in operation.
I'll start it and I'll turn the steering if you want
Please,
to.
yeah. We see the headlamps. So they're electrically operated, they electrically turn? No.
It's all mechanical.
And it's connected to the steering?
Yeah.
Right, gotcha. So here we go. It's a Citroen, might not start. Oh no, it is starting, we're okay. So here we go, here's the headlamps inside. Look at that headlamp go around. Look at the suspension going up as well. Hydraulic suspension. Look at the headlamp going around. That's amazing. Cornering headlamps in 1972. Who would have thought it? That is an amazing sight to see, and the hydraulic suspension popping up the car as well. Again, from this is a 45-year-old car, and it's doing things that they have today that they sell as an optional extra. And here it is, in a Citroen DS Super. An amazing looking car. Even just from a pure design ethos, just looking at the car, you can see it comes down to a point at the rear. We get that kind of sloping rear end. The front is slightly elevated, but very rounded. You know, it's a round car with long, elegant lines. I remember from my childhood, the headmaster of my school, not the school I was in, but the other school, had one of those as their car. That's very good. I never saw that working before. That's really good. And that's connected to the steering directly.
To the steering, it's very simple. I can show you under the bonnet if you want to see it.
I don't even be able to see it on the camera.
You won't see it in the camera. There's a link from the steering pivot, and it goes to some cables and springs.
Such a simple thing to do.
It's actually very simple.
Yeah.
When you see it.
Which is why it's still working, obviously.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Which is why it's still a remarkable thing to see.
It does add a lot of work if you're working on the car. If you're doing some servicing that involves taking off the wings.
Yeah.
You've got to disconnect the whole lot.
Ah, right, okay, so it has to come out.
There must be 50 or 65 different parts associated with it. You have to get them all
That's
back
a Sunday afternoon too, I'm sure.
It's a Sunday and Monday and Tuesday.
Is it finished?
It's not finished, no.
It's never finished. Any classic car person I've talked to today or any other day, it's never an actual finished product.
It's good, but perfection is...
it looks fairly clean to me now, in fairness, for a DS.
It's good, yes.
I'll see you later on. I'll come back to you later on.
See ya. All the best.
There's very few DSs left.
And right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Original, if you look at the registration, it's original Dublin. It had two owners before me. The first was a garage that owned it for a year or two.
Yeah.
And then the guy bought it. And he had it for 30 odd years. He lived in Clontarf.
Yeah.
And I bought it from his son after the guy died. It was very sad at that point.
It still exists. It's such a fabulous looking machine.
I've redone the body and I've redone the interior and the electrics.
When did they stop doing a DS? It lasted a while, didn't it?
1955 to 1975 was the period. Now they changed them during the time, but the last of these were made in 1975.
Yeah.
Probably some of them sold a bit later than that.
It's an amazing looking car. Congratulations. It looks brilliant. I hope you do eventually get it finished.
Oh, yeah.
Although I don't think you ever will finish.
What would I do then?
That's the same answer from everybody with classic cars. You ask them if it's finished and they instantly go, no, it needs a few bulbs, it needs a few things. I'm not too sure. I think half the point of owning a classic car is actually just the ability to be able to get out on a Sunday afternoon and fix the thing in the garage. Some more questions popped on the screen there. I missed a few, so forgive me. I'm in the bright daylight. It's very hard to see the screen of what I'm looking at here. I didn't see a Toyota Carina. I didn't see a Carina E, no, but I did see a few others. There's a few Toyotas here, right? I need to ask if a Skoda Superb to it. I don't know if that's going to work today, Phil, but send me an email, bobflavin@thenextgear.com. We'll get that in there. Here's a 2CV. Yeah, 2CV, that's quite nice. You don't often see 2CVs these days because they're an unusual find. This is from 1983, so it's not actually vintage. You'd be surprised how young these things are, that they keep making them, and they continue making them afterwards. Very light. The suspension of this was actually taken out and used in a specialist car to go across the Sahara Desert. That's no joke. The suspension of this is an amazing suspension. So comfy, but absolutely no road holding whatsoever. So up here is where the judging happens. You might wander up as far as judging. We'll go up as far as judging. I have Dave with me. Dave is doing a superb job behind me. Has been running around getting people to talk on camera and looking ahead of me and behind me, making sure I'm not leaving a trail of destruction behind me with people. It's just a judging area. We might not be allowed to mess around in here too much, but so this is where all the Jags hang out. Look at this stuff that's in here. Look. This is all very nice. Have an ice cream. Someone said to me. I didn't see it. I would have an ice cream, and I certainly will as soon as this broadcast ends. I bring you the best broadcast in the world, of course. Isn't this an amazing? Look at these, amazing. These are Morse, made famous by the TV show. Again, the car is a star from the TV show Morse. And there is. That's a rally car. See the thing over there? We'll go over and have a look at it in a minute. We can have a look.
Jag, and he's passionate about it.
Jonathan, I love your Jags.
Oh, thanks.
This, of course, is starred car stuff. I keep going on about all the cars I looked at today. A lot of them have been on TV. They've been used in TV shows, or they've been used somewhere. And again, Jaguars the same with Morse and all that. These kind of cars are very famous. But, so what's yours?
It's a Mark II, 3.4 litre Mark II.
Okay.
And 1963.
Did you get it? How'd you get it?
I bought it from. I'm in the Jaguar Enthusiast Club, so I bought it within the club.
Okay.
And I had it for, I have it 12 years, and he must have had it around the same previously, or more probably.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you do any work on it now, or is it finished?
I bought it in good condition. That was the advice I got.
Right.
Get as good a car as you can get, so that you can enjoy driving it straight away. And I've done very little to it, to be honest.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Just that it's not really costing a lot of money.
And it's been very reliable. So, just treated it to a change of oil. Long overdue. And there was a leak from the diff, the axle, or sorry, the drive shaft into the diff. It took me a bit to get the seal for that, but I got that replaced.
Oh, that was just. It's not too bad. It's only a seal. It's nothing major then.
But it meant like the oil was just pouring out of the diff, and if that overheated and seized up, then sure.
You'd be in the right trouble.
So best to get it done, and it meant I could relax on the drive up to Dublin then. On Friday.
And do you drive it much, or is it just to the shows back?
No, I'd have it out. Sure, you have to drive them. You have to, in order to keep them good, you have to drive them. So I'd have it out at least once a month anyway. Up until recently, I'd have had it out maybe once or twice a week.
Very good. It's good to see them still on the road.
It
was great to see them still on the road. A lot of these cars they all exist, but they're sitting in the garage somewhere.
They're hidden away. Guys don't have time to put the work into them, or just don't have
or
time
they're even finished. You just don't bother bringing them out because they got other cars to drive.
It's a shame, But on the other hand, it means that when I drive this, it's turning heads. The kids are dragging their mother's hands.
Especially the noise. They made a lovely noise, really bourbon noise, really straightforward sound.
There's a nice sound about it.
Now it's all electronic. Now the sound is all electronic.
Yeah, true.
But you see the graduation of history between all of these models that are along here. Which makes a big difference for the cars.
Well, to the general public, it might be differences that they wouldn't even see.
No, you wouldn't.
But
From a distance,
but you're right. There is an evolution.
Graduation.
Even up to the S-Type, up again there, the modern S-Type.
That's the way Jaguar should be. Continue the evolution of Jaguar.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
No
You're
problem.
very good.
Nice
Thanks.
to meet you, Bob. Good luck.
Not a beautiful car? Okay, so we're summoned.
Stuart, and that's his car.
Stuart.
This is Stuart.
Stuart, how are you, Stuart?
Hello.
Stuart, I just turn the camera so we can see what car we're talking about here. Stuart, tell me about this. Is a rally car, is it?
No, this is a full race car.
Okay.
It was used in the European Touring Car Championship as well. The thing was that it was developed by Ralph Broad, and it was under the auspices of Leyland, or British Leyland at the time, rather than Jaguar themselves, who didn't want anything to do with it. They felt that this XJ Coupe was just too heavy a body to be developed for a race series. In fact, it proved that it didn't win any race. It came second at Nürburgring. It did, though, prove to be the fastest car on the circuit, beating all the BMWs, etc. But it proved again that they ought to be unreliable because of the weight. It would break half shafts. The brakes would overheat. In fact, it had suspension failure due to the weight. And every time they tried to improve it, they increased the weight further, and that developed more problems for it.
Wow.
And so it lasted for 2 seasons. And in '77, it was they stopped the project. It started out like this one with a wet sump specification, and then later it had a dry sump. It developed in the order of something like 550 brake horse.
And is that rear-wheel drive?
Yes, it's certainly a wheel-wheel drive. Yes.
This is fun then to get it around on a wet day to a roundabout.
Oh yes. On wet race days, she probably wouldn't be the fastest. To drive it, it's a brute to drive, but if you're prepared to get hold of it by the scruff of its neck, then it's an extremely fast car. But you have to be brave with it to get the best out of it.
Any car that requires you to be brave is a good car. I'll just show the guys on the inside it to show it is actually a full race car. It is a single seat. Then you have just basically a normal car that's been hugely adapted. That is an amazing thing.
Bob, do you want to have a tour around the outside of it?
Yeah, it's an amazing looking car. But
We have here the BBS split rim wheels. They're 13-inch across the tyre. The width of the tyre is 13 inches.
Is it?
Yeah. We have here.
The width of the tyre is 13 inches.
13 inches whacked in.
I love it.
Okay, these you might think are ashtrays, but actually they're the fuel fillers.
Okay.
So you put your funnel in there, and we tend to press that one down as well so that the air can escape, so it doesn't blow everywhere.
Can you fill both at the same time, or that's just a safety
Well,
feature?
you could, but it gets very messy, so if we vent one side.
Okay.
This aerofoil, you had to have a series of cars, 500 strong, to homologate the car for the European Touring Car Championship. And so the first 500 XJ12 coupes came on one of these spoilers in the boot. And there's no suggestion that any one of the owners ever fitted the spoiler. It would actually, of course, ruin the looks of the car.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And the size of the thing is huge. I mean, it's a full scoop spoiler. Really designed to put weight on the ground. Amazing looking thing.
It's a very important car. I can see that it goes to Goodwood from time to time as well.
Not there this weekend though, it's on this weekend, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
It's at the more important show.
It's the first time that this car's come to Ireland.
The smell of fuel
Yes,
is
we
what it's
have a problem actually. The capillary tube to the fuel gauge blew when I was warming this up.
All right. Okay.
So we're hoping to repair it.
It's only slightly leaking fuel into its cabin then.
Yeah, pouring through. Absolutely pouring.
Amazing car,
It's
congratulations.
the only race car that I know with a walnut veneered wooden dash.
I know, yeah, full walnut veneer dash in a race car. You never see it today, of course. You put in, you just take the whole dash out these days, but it is actually walnut veneer on the inside for a full race car. It's an amazing car. Amazing. Thank you very much. You're very good. Thanks. You're great. Isn't that fantastic? 1976 Broadspeed XJ12 Coupe. Completely flat front for some strange reason. Sure, aerodynamically that matters. That's probably why they put that gigantic spoiler on the back of it. I'm sorry, if you just came, click that like button. Something India, what, Bombay? Oh, someone's from Bombay, India. We have viewers from India, Dave. We're doing well here. This is an amazing day. An amazing event. It's so big and such a variety of stuff at it as well. If you get the chance, definitely come down here now. But failing that, click the like button, first of all. Click the subscribe button wherever you can. You can support us on Patreon if you want. You see the two of us here today. You might have seen the Skoda video put out yesterday as well. Here's the Porsche Club of Ireland. Notice there's not many people hanging around the cars, which is a bad sign. It's always a pain when you're trying to get in and out. Problem for Porsche is you can never tell one from the other. Sorry, Porsche owners, I know you can, but such a variety of Porsches to choose from. But when you see them all lined up like this, you see why there's such a little bit of a difficulty in people choosing. You have to kind of understand Porsches. And I don't, like 911, 928, 9 whatever it is. You know, there's always one or two or three different models of the same thing, and they all look the same to me. Some are very pretty though. That's nice, like that's an original. Here's a Carrera now. I get this. This is very pretty with the green wheels. It's very nice. And there's a more modern 2004 Carrera 2S. That's the right one to have if you're going to buy a classic Porsche, modern classic Porsche. That's the one to have.
This is the president of the Porsche Club, I believe.
Hello. What's your name?
Dave Whelan.
Dave. How are you, Dave? Bob Flavin. Welcome to the Sunday service. We're just first time ever broadcasting from the Sunday service. So just come around this way so we can see what's going on. We're live on YouTube. So this is a Porsche Club of Ireland. There's a lot of Porsches here. How many members you got?
Sure are, yeah. I'm the president of the club.
Okay.
We've over 200 members, 200 cars.
Really?
Today we probably have about 40 here, so it's a high percentage. I live in Cork, and there's 10 of us here from Cork. with our cars today.
Really? And which one's yours? This is
This
yours.
is mine here.
Tell us about that one.
Yeah, you can see the registration number ZT911.
Yeah. How'd you get that?
The car is the 1972 car.
Right.
When you brought a car in before 1987, there was no VRT. You couldn't take a car. And you just got a random number allocated by the county council.
Okay.
So the man in 1980-something brought it in and got ZT911.
Wow.
And it's worth a fortune.
Of course, yeah.
But you can't sell it. It's stuck there.
It's stuck with the car, yes.
The car, as you can see, after I bought it, I raced and rallied it.
Really?
And I had a huge accident in the year 2000.
Yeah.
There's the car after it rolled. And it got restored in the UK over a 4-year period.
So this was a rally car, and it's still in one piece?
Now it is.
Oh, yeah.
It was in one piece all the time, but they all fell apart.
Yeah. And how much did you must have spent a fortune turning this
A
back
fortune,
from rally
yeah,
car
yeah.
to what it is now?
Yeah, I just hope that when I die, my wife doesn't sell the car for what I told her. I paid for it.
Here's some historical pictures. When you see it as a rally car, and has it been? This is when it was finished as a rally car. It's been turned back into this.
Crashed.
Did you go over even on the roof there? Yeah.
The bonnet fell off. The wheels fell off during the accident.
And then you're back to
and
this.
that's now.
Was this the point that you gave up, or was this the point your wife made you give up?
Pardon?
Is this the point your wife made you give up rallying?
Yes. Yeah, but this is 17 years ago, and I've had the car for almost 30 years. Next year I'll have had it.
And what made you decide to go from ordinary car to rally car?
The Porsche Club GB have a race series, and they came to the Phoenix Park in 1989. And I looked at their Porsches, and mine was as good or better than theirs.
Yeah.
So in 1990, I started racing with them in the UK and such places. And the car then was very suitable, but now it's in its old age now. It's approaching 50, so it's resting.
Still looks amazing though. You have a really good nick. Thank you very much. You're very good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're brilliant. Thank you very much. Look at this thing. Ex-rally car. What a beautiful car.
Hey Bob, how's it going?
Hey, how are you? Sunday Service is live.
I'm a subscriber of you.
Are you? Yeah. What's your name?
Aldo.
Aldo. Say hello to the
how's
guys
it
here on the Sunday Service. We're doing a Sunday Service live from here.
All right.
Very good to meet you. Thank you very
Cheers.
much for dropping in.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Aldo. Here we go. Subscribers dropping in. What else we got? So we got Porsche beside Porsche, which is really nice. But these guys here seem to be on the same sort of line. Hold on, we got another guy here wants to talk to us about some Porsche stuff.
Introduce myself, it's Brian Higgins.
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
You're a judge.
Well, judging here for the Porsche Concourse.
Should I be talking to you?
I'm in the middle of doing a bit of work. Yeah.
Are you? So you're judging Porsche here today?
Just judging Porsche. We have two judges, one over that side and one on this side. We're just judging to see more sort of cleanliness and all done on a point system. So,
okay. And does it matter if modifications means out?
It doesn't matter. No, they're all driven here, so it's just down to condition of the cars, given the consideration of that they've been driven here.
Yeah.
But
they
still have to be judged on more so condition and like stone chips, body condition, interior, how well the owners kept the cars.
Anything outstanding?
There's one beside us here which is standing out. And there's a few outstanding cars that have been restored, but this is an original car, so which stands out. It hasn't been restored. So it's, even though it does get used, but it's now it's very hard to judge a car that's been restored and that's totally original. So that's what we're trying to be fair on the point system.
Right, let's get back to work.
No problem.
Thank you
Nice
very
to meet
much.
you. Bye.
Thanks. So this is our outstanding car, or standing out car, which is the one that's judging at the moment. An amazing looking show here. It's great to see the judges as well. See, everything is judged here. That's what you got to be very careful of when you bring in a car here. You bring it on, meet up with your friends, but actually judges are going to come around and mark it as well. This one's in really good condition. See the child put the thing inside it. Decorum at a classic car show. If you're coming along, it's polite to ask the owner before you start sticking your face into a car or getting into a car and having a look around. But I bring you as close as I can get you to the cars. That's a 96, so that's a 911 Carrera S. We're going to head over that direction now. See what we have over here. Lots of guys up in the hills here. Beautiful Porsches. Never liked that one. Always considered. That's for sale. Okay, so we have a low battery warning. We have to plug in our little battery charger thing. Hold on. It's getting serious now. We have to plug in the battery charger thing. I don't know how long we're running for now. I can't even see the top of the screen. There is, and I'm going to get around Classy Skodas. I've been asked there a second ago, is there any Classy Skodas? I've actually spotted a Skoda a while ago. I'm plugging in batteries, Dave. Dave is going to plug me in. Thank you. And we're away, we're charging, right? We're on for another hour. It's all good. Make sure you click the like button, click the subscribe button if you're new here. If you're not new here, well then welcome. Like Eldo, I just met a minute ago, and who else did I meet when I was here? I was meeting more fans here a second ago. Colum and Mark and Jason and Patrick. I'm trying to remember everybody's name that I've met here so far. All the cool guys come up and said hello. Got some cars going out here.
Oh, that's a Capri.
It's a Mitsubishi, believe it or not. It's a GTO, and then we have a Capri behind that, an 84 Capri as well. Alfa Romeo. Where did I see that Skoda? I seen a Skoda earlier on. An ancient joke. I'll find it. Eventually, it'll be found. Here's an Alfa Romeo GTV. You may not have seen one of these. These are rare since deep, because most of them are obliterated. It's an original. It's the original of the species. Very pretty on the front. Isn't that beautiful? Will 100% break your heart without a shadow of a doubt. GTV. What else we got? Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Here's the original Giulietta, 1.8. Beautiful here. Absolutely gorgeous. Hello.
Bob, how you doing? Pleased to meet you.
How are you?
Carl.
Hi, Carl. How's things?
Not too bad. We spoke before at the Italian Car Club.
Oh yeah.
Side in Cork.
Correct.
Yep,
correct.
absolutely.
This is yours. The GTV
This is mine. This is mine. Yeah.
Come round the front of this car here. Come around here and tell me your woes. No, I won't.
Okay, it's.
Is it?
It's been
You bought it
in the
new?
country 2 years. No, I didn't buy it new. Okay. Bought it from Spain 2 years ago. Brought it in from. Absolutely. Yeah, no worries. No problem.
Follow me here. There you go. There you go.
Hi guys. So yeah, I brought it in from Spain 2 years ago.
Okay.
And basically just working on the mechanical side of things over the last 2 years. And we're halfway here. The journey's here. We came up this morning from Cork. It is running perfectly fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So
was it a back condition when he got here?
Bodywork, yeah. Mechanics, no. We got
they're hard to get.
They're absolutely, yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing about the car was, it was restored 12 years ago, but it sat for 10 years.
Yeah.
So we brought it in from Spain, started driving it here, and then after a year, of course, anything rubbery or gasket or fluid, it just started falling apart. So just a ton of new parts gone back into it again. So it's running fine now.
It's amazing looking.
I love it. I always love them. I always love these cars. But just searching for the right one, I guess.
I was actually driving a brand new Giulia the other week.
Yeah, what you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Diesel or petrol?
Diesel one.
Diesel
I've driven the Cloverleaf one. I haven't
Yeah.
driven the standard petrol one. Cloverleaf's amazing.
It is, yeah.
The diesel one is trying to compete with the 3 Series now.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
just-
And it'll do well, I think. It drives well. It drives well. Absolutely, yeah.
From Alfa Romeo to Alfa Romeo.
Absolutely. Do you want to see inside?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, no problem. So,
See, gets you looking
we got central
cool
locking.
stuff. Central locking.
Bring her screaming into the 21st century.
Let's go and have a look. Look at the interior. Oh man, look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Look at the way the dials are all put together. So
the main dial is the rev counter.
That's the rev counter in the middle.
At all times. The speedometer is secondary.
Yeah, you don't need to see that. That's fine.
Why would you?
Is that a radio? 5-speed box, which is very unusual. Fire extinguisher, which is obviously an optional extra. See this little button here? You might have, some younger viewers won't know what that is, but it's actually a manual choke, which you pull out when you're going to start the car.
This is actually a very primitive cruise control. You can pull that out and it pulls the accelerator down and you can just sit back.
No way. Oh, yeah, I've used it before, mechanical yoke. It might or might not hold you at a certain speed. And then we have an engine look here as well. See under the skirt. This is the good part.
Okay, cool, right.
So this is still in fairly good condition. I see a lot of replaced wires and wire covering tidying up generally. Amazing to see a GTV still on the road. It's amazing to see one still on the road.
It takes a bit to keep her on her, but it's good fun. I mean, the base of the car was pretty good, as I say, like structurally wise, chassis wise, whatever. It was just all the oily bits need to be sorted out. So Yeah, long may it last.
Incredible. Thank you very much.
Not at all. Pleasure
See you
to meet
again at the next
All
show.
the best.
Thanks.
So 1 hour and 15 minutes on.
We're still going, yeah. Why have we got a big red bar across the top of the screen? What's that mean? Very bad connection, says now. I'm terribly sorry if this is going blip, blip, blip on you. It's the same connection. I haven't changed connection. Still on 4G. See some fairly modern Alfa Romeos here in the background. Up as far as 2007 on that one. I'm still looking out for that Skoda for you. There's Lancias over here, which are on a different level of things. Lancia being, of course, part of the Fiat Alfa group. In Italy, they still sell them in Italy. It's Chrysler, they call them over here. I'll get rid of that as well, I think. Now we're coming to like a food area, motorbikes, fish and chips and things, which is probably not something you're really that interested in seeing. We'll show you some modern stuff as well, though, because Audi Centre is actually here and have brought an absolutely jockload full of Audis. Modern ones, mind you. Yeah. And we have all the Fiats on this side of me here. So if you're in the area, the Teranure Show, drop into Teranure College, put it in your sat-nav, Teranure College, and head down here. The connection seems to be coming back up again. I mean, ask any questions on? Sorry, I can't really all see the screen that much. Lancias are everywhere, yeah, they're over that side. We're coming now to another Alfa Romeo section. There's an Alfa Romeo Spy. Oh my god, the drool. I have to wipe the drool off my face. Look, I think Ferrari has the red. No, Alfa Romeo has the red. That's what you want. Here's some spiders. So we have a graduation of spiders here. This is the last, before the current, spider, which is here, 91. There's an 89, which is the really pretty one. That's the one I'd actually like to buy. I won't mention that. Then we have some of the more mature ones, which are here. And then we have a 1968 Veloce, which is on this side. These are just incredibly pretty cars. When I say pretty, I mean, like, I want to buy it pretty. They're gorgeous. 2 seats, just 4 gaps. You could, look, you could fit people in there if you really wanted, if you really tried hard. Simply because there's no safety equipment. They are an incredibly beautiful, beautiful car. Any Alfa Romeo or Italian lake would be yeah, it's true. It's like the Italian section going back that direction there. Some of the older Alfas are over that direction as well. I try not to get everything into the shot that you see here because there's just so much ground to cover in such a short space of time. Where are you, Bob? Sorry, probably been asked a million times already. It's all right. I am at the Teranure Show in Dublin. If you go to Teranure College, you will find the show is on there. It's Ireland's biggest car show by a fair difference. There's about 1,500 cars here, about 15,000 people, and I keep getting stopped as I'm walking on. People say hello, which is always cool. Well, we're going this way. Dave has called me. I've been summoned. I'm going to the Audi Centre. Audi! Oh, cool. Alan. This man.
This man, Alan.
Alan, how are you? Bob Flavin,
How are you?
how's things?
Good, good.
You're from the Audi Centre,
Audi Centre, yeah. Audi Centre in South Dublin.
Come around this direction so we can see. With no sun, you stay where you are. Come around this way. So where are you from? Audi Centre?
Audi Centre.
Okay. You've brought the modern stuff.
We have brought,
How dare you.
we've brought all our modern cars to a classic car show, but we've kindly got a number of cars to the Quattro's Owners Club.
Okay.
So they've come down yesterday from Northern Ireland
see this.
with all their. So we've got a Sport Quattro replica, 2 original Quattros, and an RS2 Avant on
Right.
the far side.
Of
So
course, the first questions I'm starting to see straight away here is the R8 Spider, which I was showing you earlier
it's
on
great.
my
It's
Instagram.
getting a great
I say
bit of attention.
Everybody's all over the place. It's a V10, isn't it? It's a convertible V10.
Yeah.
We wander over and have a look.
540.
So there's 2 here. There's a
So the
hardtop.
V10 Plus Coupe.
Right, we'll turn the camera. Here we go. Look. They are car porn, of course, on my channel as usual. The R8, which is beautiful. God almighty, that's pretty.
Araglu. Araglu is the colour. It's
I'd say
very
we'll be
unique.
buffing a few scratches over the end of the day.
No, we'll be fine.
So you brought, for your own stuff, you brought them here as well. Can people buy cars here? Can we just
Yeah,
hopefully
like
test
all the
it?
cars are for sale, so if anyone's interested, they can just call on and have a look, and then we'll organise the test drive then at a later stage.
Very
But
good.
it's all here for
Aren't you
sale
lucky?
at the moment. So
Can I have a test drive now on the grass? Some donuts. Just start chewing some grass up for a little bit. It's always a good laugh. That's a good way. Thank you very much.
no
You're very
problem.
good.
Thanks again.
So that's the Audi Centre. They brought down an entire tent for us, and they brought down a couple of Audi R8s V10. We actually had the convertible one started earlier on. Very pretty, really great noise, great sound. Like the noise that they make is incredible. Dave is checking out behind me here to make sure. Dave's the one that says thanks to everybody when I'm finished. They run off. Sure, I have to show you a Ferrari. I'm passing by the bleeding things now, so I might as well show you, right? There's a Ferrari California over here. There's a Bentley Bugatti. Flatulence Bugatti, is that what you call it? Any Audi 80s. I still didn't see an Audi 80. Audi Quattro's there, alright. There, look. Not ugly. Saw that at the Geneva Motor Show a couple of years ago. It's a ridiculously ugly thing. Here's a Maserati. It's not quite as ugly. Weird, but not ugly. Something, you know, if you have the word Maserati in the title of the cars you own, you're already ahead of everybody else anyway. Ferrari California. Just, yeah. It's a Ferrari. Let's see what else we have here. There's an Aston Martin Vantage. Much more my style. I prefer Astons. Right there. These aren't really classy, by the way. These are all for sale. No Alfa Stelvio. No, I didn't see an Alfa Stelvio. There probably is one, in fairness. I probably didn't see it. Probably one sitting here. I'll show you. I'll tell you what. Anyone who's a fan of the old James Bond series of things, I'll look at that car in a second. But if you're a fan of the original James Bond, here's a DB5. Right here. Boom. If Leo Nulty's watching as well, he's around here somewhere. I can't find him. Supposed to talk to his father. Isn't that beautiful? DB5. Beautiful. Superleggera. Absolutely gorgeous thing. But let's bully our way in over here to the DB11, right? Like I said, it's very modern stuff we're looking at here right now. There's an Aston Martin DB11. That's very pretty. It's swarming with people, but very pretty. Yeah, the bonnet's up. There's not much to see here. That's not why you're watching this channel, by the way. We'll probably test. I'll phone Aston Martin. We'll have a test of one of them later on in the year, right? You dropped your blanket there. Being helpful while I'm passing by. But I'll tell you what we are actually here to see. Fire engines. Fire rescue engines. Two big ones from the United States. Long-term viewers will have seen a photograph of me a while ago in Texas somewhere. Standing beside one of those, actually being used at the time. So I see some questions there. Hold on a second. Have a DB9 in the family? Well, bring it. Phone me up, like. I'll come and test it for you. If you're new here, or you haven't been here in the last few minutes, click the like button, because it lets other people know that this is happening. And of course, we're here for a couple of hours, only a couple of hours, run through the whole thing. What's that? That looks like it has been painted by a hardware specialist. Look. That being fixed up? That definitely needs work. Only one owner. Yep, that definitely needs work. That's a Julia Sprint Veloce, an Irish one as well, but really needs a lot of work. But it's nice. It is very nice. Here's a Volkswagen with a split windscreen. They're beautiful, aren't they? Very nice. It's not a California, so it doesn't impress me. I don't know, it does. When I was a kid, my next door neighbour had one of these, an original Ford Fiesta. See the original Ford Fiesta? It sounded like a Hoover when it was driving, when it started. Fans and everything going. There's an 86 BMW M3 sitting over there. See, surrounded by the best of metal at all times. Yeah, we've got the Irish Veteran and Vintage Car Club. That's IVVC, which is what you see on a lot of emails going out. I'm going to zoom up along here. I see a Model T Ford, a ZV version. The first mass-produced car, not the first car for any of you people who aren't car people. It's not the first car, it's just the first mass-produced one. The first one produced on a factory line, as we do today, rather than the ones that we used to produce, which are all hand-built up to that point. So an individual would put cars together at that point, whereas Henry Ford came up with the idea of a factory line. Now these are, you have to be a vintage car to get into this. So these are drag racers, which are quite cool. See the drag racers? They're really nice. I really like them. It takes a lot of work to make that work though. It takes a lot of effort. So We've got some old Gordon Bennett stuff here. Again, long-term viewers of the channel will have seen some of the stuff before because I go to the Gordon Bennett, which is always outside, just outside Portlaoise, every time. I did have a Jensen Interceptor on it earlier on. It was over that way. It's a long way from where I'm standing right now for that person who just asked there. Here's Delon Bouton, which is quite. These are really nice. These are really nice. They're nice to drive as well. Weirdly, they're really sloppily wooden leaf spring suspension, and that was the version of a boot once upon a time. Trunk. Dave has lined someone else up to talk to us, which is always good. We like chatting to people, don't we? I'm on mobile today. Nice camera, Canon 600D. Very good. Who we got?
John, he owns these two.
Hi John.
Hello, how
Bob
are you?
Flavin's my name.
Yeah.
Welcome to YouTube and the Sunday service. We're live on YouTube, okay?
Right.
Which car is yours?
Both of those.
This is a Model A.
That's
I
a Model
recognise
A
that one.
29.
And the other one is?
14, Model T.
A Model T 14.
Touring,
Ooh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
A touring version?
Yeah.
That's pretty rare though. For a touring version, you see it.
No.
Is it not?
Not
No.
really, no.
Okay.
No.
What year is the Model A?
29.
We'll just turn around here and show you the Model A, which is over this way. So this was late 1929, so this is like 20 years since he started. 1908 or so was the Model T, was it?
1908.
Model T in 1926.
And 27.
So it's a
28
small
started
graduation.
in 20.
Right.
28.
And how did you come across this? These
Well, I
things?
purchased that one in England. It came in from Uruguay in South America.
Was it in good shape?
Yes, as it is now.
Right.
Yes.
So it's nothing to do, it's just as it is?
Yeah, well, I put the trunk on it and a few bits and pieces, like, you know.
Okay.
Other than that, she's...
So is it finished?
It'll never be finished.
I know
You're
it's so
joking.
good. I love that
Nearly
question.
100 years old. No.
That's like the best question. Every time I ask someone that question, like, no, it's not finished now.
never
Because you're doing it on a Sunday, then you've nothing to do. Just go out in the garage and look at it if it's finished. And what about the Model T? How'd you come across this
I
one?
bought that in Nashville, Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, about 12 months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in such good condition.
Yeah, that was like that. That was restored in America.
Wow, someone's really looked after it.
Yeah,
There isn't even
absolutely,
a small, it's like everything is painted, even the springs are
Yes,
painted.
everything, yes. She was completely free.
And how'd you end up with
restored.
14D?
Well, I could have had a ZV or a 14D,
Right,
but it
okay,
doesn't
yeah.
really suit it. I might change it around a bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't look.
We'll have a look inside.
You know what I mean?
Inside
Yes.
this is a Model T. So,
Yes.
Model T, they're not laid. The floors plans are not laid out in these things the way. Like that's not the accelerator. Is the accelerator's up here on the steering wheel?
On the steering wheel.
Okay,
yeah.
I was thinking that. I'll just bring you a bit closer to that.
Yeah.
See, 3 pedals on the floor.
Three
What do those
pedals.
3 pedals do?
The first one is the clutch.
Okay.
The middle one is reversed. And the right hand one is brake.
Okay. So you press the middle pedal to go into reverse.
Go into reverse.
Okay,
yes.
that sounds
At
really
at a low speed. You know, I mean, they're only bands. There's no gearbox as such
Yeah.
in them. They're bands.
And the accelerator is on the steering column,
That's
which is
right.
just a switch, a bit like if you were driving
Yeah.
a tractor, modern day tractors or even old tractors.
And all tractors more.
But there's
Yeah.
basically how many gears are there? 2? Is there 2 forward gears?
There's 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Slow
so
and
fast.
fast. And fast is 30 miles an hour.
I love that.
Yeah.
Take your chances with it more.
Yeah, take your chance, yeah.
That's the way. See, old cars weren't always laid out like the way modern cars are. That only came in somewhere around the 30s, I think, to start to lay out cars with the clutch brake.
Yeah, with the clutch brake and an actual gearbox.
Yeah, real gearbox. Whereas, like even Jaguar E-Types have the Moss gearbox in them, which is double clutch system.
Double
It's
clutch, yeah.
really hard to use, really difficult.
Yeah.
And Model Ts, yes, just like that user just said a second ago, Model Ts are either very, very slow or very, very fast. There isn't really any in between. It builds up a little bit between the two. I've driven one, not this one, but I've driven one with wide open Model T.
They're hard enough to drive.
They are
Compared
really
to
hard.
DA now, yeah.
It's very hard to get used to the idea of using your hands to do
Your
things.
hands
You have to
and,
hold
yeah.
the clutch in
Yeah.
to go in the first gear and then let the clutch out to go in the second.
Complicated enough. Took me a while to get used to it.
Is this any different, or is this?
That has a proper gear, a 3-speed gearbox.
Okay, so this
a
is the
proper
model.
clutch, but it has the accelerator pedal in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
you see, yeah, and it starts on the floor as well.
So you got a clutch,
You've got a clutch,
accelerator,
the accelerator in the middle, and the brake.
and a brake. Okay, so
Yeah.
the accelerator's in
And
the
you,
middle.
you also have a hand throttle on the A. Yeah, a lot easier to drive though.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
It's such a pretty car. This is to be the classic sort of gangster 1930s gangster movie stuff, isn't it? Yeah, with the lads hanging out the window with the Tommy guns, the whole lot. Any of those old kind of movies with the runner boards on the side. So these runner boards, actually, there were steps to get into the car, but they often carried people on them. They were like buses, most of these cars. They bring people in from the country.
You just stand on it and run on them.
Fantastic. It's fantastic to see them still going as well. Coach built, all hand built, what you're looking at. The Model T was built in a factory, but assembly line basically what about
it was the first assembly line, wasn't it? The Model T, Henry Ford.
But everything was still manufactured by hand though. So all the stuff was put together on the factory line. There was all these bolts and nuts and screws and stuff that you're seeing here are all manufactured by hand anyway. So an amazing thing. You're very good. Thank you very much.
No.
Brilliant. Go around this way here. See the front of the Model T, which is beautiful. All brass, all original. Oh man, wooden wheels as well. Are they pneumatic tyres? Yeah, they are pneumatic tyres. And we're going around this way, so there'll be more people to talk to along the way. Is what there? Eagle? Don't know. Oh my God, look at these!
He owns these Messerschmitts.
Messerschmitt. I love it. I love this. How are you?
How are you?
What's your name?
Dick Smith. Yeah.
Messerschmitts, Dick.
Messerschmitts.
Like proper ones.
Proper.
Are they driving?
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Sunburn galore. I love it. Magnified by the
Well,
sun.
that was the big problem with them.
Yeah.
That when you were in them in the summertime, you got roasted.
Yeah, you get melted by them.
But they used to have an inside thing they used to stick to the roof of it.
Yeah.
And just to keep you cool.
Oh, it's amazing to see them here, though. I think we spotted them because we came from that direction. We didn't see them the way around. Let's go around them here with the camera. So these are Messerschmitts, like bubble cars, most people would know them as well. It's a two-seat car, as you can see. You can put 1.5 people in the back if you really tried. And it has a sort of Formula 1 style steering wheel. It's more like a bicycle thing. And around the front here, you got these two headlights. Such a cute car. How did you come across it? Where'd you get this?
This one I bought in England.
Okay.
And it was in quite bad condition. We did a lot of work on it.
Okay.
And this one I bought in Dublin.
Really?
Walking Centre.
Wow.
This car was built in Lucan.
Messerschmitt built in Lucan.
Yeah. And
amazing.
You see, this is the number plates were made in Mountjoy.
Right, by the prisoners.
By the prisoners.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it's actually the stamp is there.
That's quite a claim to fame. So the number plates on these cars were made by Mountjoy prisoners. But it's just amazing to see the two of them here. Like, you'd never see these in the metal anywhere else. I've never seen one.
This is a 175, which is the one that were built in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then the 200s then were built in Germany and England.
And it's the same company that made the airplanes, Messerschmitt
Very
airplanes.
same, yeah.
The German company. During the Second World War, they made the Messerschmitt stuff, yeah. What possessed them to make a three-wheeled car? I never actually got to ask anybody why they made it.
I don't know, it's amazing. Like, back then, you see, they were very light on fuel. They get maybe 70 miles per gallon.
Wow. Are these two-stroke?
It's two-stroke,
yeah. It's incredible.
I'll open up the car for you.
Sure, please.
Because to give you an idea, the interior was, and this is very...
Sure. See, we get a look inside as well. Aren't we good?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That was the one...
It looks like a bicycle. So what order the pedal? Are there pedals? Or is it throttle?
It's like
twist
a motorbike.
Throttle? Yeah, okay, yeah. So you did twist throttle in this one. And you got a clock, not a speedo, just a clock.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And this one's built in Dublin. Put together in Dublin.
Lucan, yeah. Lucan.
And this one's from Germany. It's in such good condition on the inside.
This is more luxurious, this one.
Oh, this has red leather.
Yeah, this is...
This is so pretty.
Yeah, this is a bit different.
So this one has a speedo. The Germans got speedos, the Irish did.
We didn't know what speed was in Ireland.
We didn't have speed limits, which is why the Gordon Ben rally. You're very good. Thank you very much. I'll let you go again. Thank you. Thank you. We're back. You went off there for a second. We're back on though. Here's our Messerschmitts. Amazing to see Messerschmitts up that close and to get a look at them. And to have the owner there was even better. It's great when they're around and the owner's around as well. Sorry, I may have missed some questions there along the way. With a modern battery, I don't know about the battery. Look at how the new Nissan Blade seen recently is different scene. I'd really love it if you were to consider subscribing and liking and sharing this little video. It's been a delight talking to each and every one of you today. Dave is going to mount my camera now so I can let go of my hands. So going to die. My arm from 1.5 hours or 1 hour and 40 minutes of that. It's an absolutely amazing show to be at today. I really, really appreciate the amount of metal and cars that turn up here today. People who come from all over the country and from other countries. There are people here from the UK and people here who've brought cars that we will never see at another show again. So if you get the chance for the rest of the day, it's on I think till 6